Hurricane Milton, though weakened, made a ferocious entry onto Florida's west coast on Wednesday night as a Category 3 storm, leaving over 2 million homes in darkness and unleashing catastrophic winds that are sure to cause widespread damage.
Well, that was a cool lightning show.
Described earlier by President Biden as the storm of the century, Milton made landfall near Sarasota, Florida, just after 8:30 p.m. ET, according to the National Hurricane Center, NHC, in Miami.
Yeah, it did. What were the red bubbles?
Three down. About 70 miles, 75 mile an hour gust right now.
The storm brought deadly storm surge threats to much of Florida's Gulf Coast, with densely populated areas like Tampa, St. Petersburg, Sarasota, and Fort Myers in the crosshairs. Earlier that day, Milton had roared through the Gulf of Mexico as a Category 5 hurricane, but wind shear gradually sapped its strength. Even so, it remains one of the most powerful hurricanes to hit the U.S. mainland in recent years. Remarkably, this marks Florida's second hurricane landfall in just 12 days. The state is still reeling from Hurricane Helene, which devastated the Panhandle and moved towards Georgia and the Carolinas on September 27th. Milton's arrival compounded the misery for many, with areas already pummeled by Helen facing fresh onslaughts of wind and rain, including wind speeds exceeding 120 miles per hour. On Wednesday night, a flash flood emergency was issued for Tampa Bay, including Tampa, St. Petersburg, and Clearwater, where St. Petersburg alone had been drenched by more than 16 inches of rain. The storm's massive wind field triggered dozens of tornado warnings as far south as Miami, with at least 7 twisters confirmed. In Fort Myers, one tornado tore the roof off a house. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis expressed hope that the state's west coast might avoid the worst-case scenario from storm surge, which was expected to reach up to 13 feet in some areas. Still, widespread devastation was evident as tornadoes wreaked havoc across several counties, destroying at least 125 homes, mostly mobile units. Nearly 3 million Floridians were left without power as Milton bore down. It's too dangerous now to evacuate safely, so shelter in place and ride it out, Governor DeSantis urged, announcing Milton's landfall. Authorities had repeatedly sounded the alarm about the storm's deadly potential, with evacuation orders covering millions along the coast, where storm surges up to 15 feet were predicted. Tampa Mayor Jane Castor issued a stark warning to those who chose to stay behind, telling them their homes could become their tombs. Similarly, Holmes Beach Police Chief William Toke advised those defying evacuation orders to write identifying details on their bodies to aid in their recovery if the worst occurred. A state of emergency had already been declared for 51 of Florida's 67 counties. In a somber address from the White House, President Biden urged those in harm's way to follow local safety advice. This is about survival. It's a life or death situation.